collapsed following heavy rain, creating this giant hole in February. Out of the 8 cars that were damaged, Corvette thinks they may be able to salvage at least 4 of them.
Well, if you're afraid of heights, you might need to look away from the television right now. Check this out. 2 base jumpers in Dubai set the record for base jumping headfirst off the world's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa. This has been done before, so they built a 500-foot platform on top of the skyscraper, already 2,717 feet tall. They then jumped off that platform in their special flying suits to ensure the record. The question is, would you do it?
Absolutely not.
No?
No. I don't know.
Maybe
I won't break.
Maybe after you have a baby.
I think I'd do that. I think one of those squirrel suits, that is just, I don't know what they call them.
Flying squirrel.
Flying squirrel? Some red smoke coming out of your backside? That's pretty cool.
More power to them. I'll watch them.
I'd be scared just to build a platform up there that high.
Yeah, that would be, I'd say I'd do it, but when I actually got to the top, I don't think I'd actually jump.
Take the elevator down.
Appreciate my life too much. Elevator. All right, what's going on with the weather right now?
Well, this morning you're probably hearing a little bit of thunder out there. Some storms are moving through. Now, the storms are not severe this morning, but keep that umbrella handy because we're going to see several rounds of showers and storms this morning into the afternoon, so it will have an effect on that morning commute. Tomorrow we clear out. Beautiful weather as we wrap up the week. But as we head into the weekend, Saturday night and especially Sunday, the severe weather threat really ramping up. All those events Saturday morning look to be in great shape. No matter if you're running the 5K, 10K out at Race for the Cure, maybe heading out to the Razorback Red-White game, spring game out there at Razorback Stadium, no problems there Saturday morning. But what we have to keep our eye on will be Sunday, especially for the threat of severe weather.
All right, Joe, thanks to the top stories you're waking up to on this Thursday morning. The FDA is making new plans to restrict the use of e-cigarettes, especially for minors. It's become a billion-dollar industry. More on that after the break.
And the Joe Martin stage race kicks off today. We'll have much more on this story coming up.
The Martins came over, we were having spaghetti when we suddenly noticed that we started getting sweaty as the temperature approached 90 degrees. My buddy said, man, you gotta call ASHRAEAR.com. When your air conditioner breaks, they're the one you want. ASHRAEAR.com. They're fast and they're good and they got it going on. Technician showed up the very same day. Got it fixed right and fast, he was on his way. When your air conditioner breaks, you know who to call. There's only one choice. ASHRAEAR.com.
Hey, spring clean out sale.
Items for every room in your home selling for pennies on the dollar.
You'll enjoy huge savings on overstock, discontinued, and closeout items.
You'll find famous name brands selling at a fraction of normal retail. And you'll enjoy interest-free financing for 36 months.
Remember, all items first come, first served. The spring clean out sale at Hank. Fine furniture.
Wheels RV in Springdale has been serving the RV needs of Northwest Arkansas for 25 years. 25 years. We haven't been in business that long by charging too much. At Wheels, you'll always get the best prices in the country on the country's best brands, like Forest River, Keystone, DRV Mobile Suites, and more. Brands built to last for decades. Right now, the spring clearance event. Get a new Forest River Chester Oasis 21 Kid K and pay just $129 a month. How about a new Cruiser RV Shadow Cruiser 280 QBS for only $197 a month? Start living your RV dream at Wheels RV in Springdale.
It's time to upgrade during the Superior Nissan Spring Cleaning Sales Event. Save on Nissan. This month only at Superior.
2014 Versa's just arrived, starting at $12,990.
Upgrade.
2014 Altima's loaded, starting at $17,990.
Upgrade.
Redesigned 2014 Pathfinder, starting at $24,990.
Upgrade.
Versa's $12,990. Altima $17,990. Pathfinder $24,990.
Upgrade and save at Superior Nissan off College in Fayetteville.
Where you live? They live. They live. We live. Thanks for it. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. Visit Adventure Subaru for a test drive today.
Covering more news where you live. This is 5 News This Morning.
Good morning. Today, the FDA will propose new regulations for e-cigarettes. What this means coming up.
And President Obama is talking about taking action against Russia. How leaders in Russia are responding in just a few minutes.
But first, it is 5:30 on the clock, and storms moving into the area. This video was taken in Fort Smith. So, Joe, what are we looking at this morning?
Well, a lot like Fort Smith this morning. A lot of folks are going to be waking up to a rainy commute as those storms rolled in early this morning. They did put down some pretty heavy rain, a lot of thunder, a lot of lightning, and a lot of folks waking up to that lightning and thunder this morning. None of these storms are severe this morning, but we are going to have to deal with them for the morning commute. All right, I want to take you around the area because we have several areas seeing some of the heavier rain this morning, both in northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. This is the line I've been keeping my eye on all morning for that heavy rain, and starting to see an uptick in the lightning now as these storms make their way into Mulberry, just east of Alma, also pushing into northern Franklin County. So we're looking at areas like Fern and heading up toward White Rock. This is moving right down Interstate 40. So if you're heading off for an early morning commute this morning from Ozark into Fort Smith, you're going to run into some heavy rain just before you hit that Mulberry exit this morning. Also looking at that rain pushing off toward the east towards Cecil on Highway 96. Also, this rain will be moving into Etna, just over toward West City as well. Peter Pender as well along Highway 22. Expect that rain this morning, and it will be heavy for that early morning commute. Towards Greenwood, Hackett, Mansfield, Midland, Rock Island right now seeing some pretty heavy downpours, and this is all moving off toward the east, and just some light showers now moving through western Scott County. But expect some showers in the Walton area this morning as well. We've been following some scattered showers developing in northeast Oklahoma this morning. None of these are severe, but it will impact that morning commute from Gravette, Decatur into Century and Siloam Springs, and even more storms are developing out toward the west. Take a look at this. Even some lightning popping up within these storms just east of Oklahoma City. I show you these storms to tell you that later parts of the morning commute will also see some rain. So take that umbrella with you this morning. Temperatures starting off in the mid-60s. Very warm this morning across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. We're watching a cold front out to the west, and that will mean more storms later on this morning into the afternoon. We'll talk about those storms, and we're going to take a look ahead toward the weekend. We have a big risk of severe weather coming up on Sunday. We'll talk about all of that in just a few minutes.
While we were sleeping, a Bella Vista home was destroyed by a fire.
That's right. Authorities say other homes in that area were threatened when the house went up in flames around 3 a.m. Take a look at this photo sent in by a 5 News viewer. Incredible picture here. As you can see, the home was engulfed by flames. And we want to take you to a live look right now at this scene. This is 128 Leicester Drive. Obviously, a lot of damage there. And no report of injuries just yet. An eyewitness told 5 News Bentonville Fire assisted Bella Vista fire crews in exposure protection and with EMS calls. And again, this house right out there on Leicester Drive appears to be a total loss. Don't have that confirmed yet, though. EMS, fire trucks, the whole fire crew just left the scene moments ago. So stay with 5 News. We'll keep you updated on this story throughout the morning.
In other news, hundreds of cyclists are in northwest Arkansas for the 37th annual Joe Martin Stage Race.
They've come from 20 countries and all 50 states for the big event. 5 News reporter Jocelyn Pruner joins us live with more. Jocelyn, good morning.
Good morning, Jay and Heather. Most of the Joe Martin Stage Race will take place here on Dixon Street and downtown Fayetteville and attracts more than 700 cyclists from all over the world. Today marks day one of the race, but it's in a different location. It will start at Devil's Bend State Park at 1:30 this afternoon. This is video from that race last year. It's an uphill course 2.5 miles long. The biggest names in cycling as well as amateur cyclists compete. The event has been going on for 37 years. The Joe Martin Stage Race began as the Fayetteville Spring Classic in 1978. But when race director Joe Martin died in 1989, the race was renamed in his honor. It's one of the top races in the country, and its director says it's popular because of the people here.
They love community, and so the riders love to be embraced. We actually are glad they're in town. Sometimes they don't get that or receive that as much, and so one of the things we do here from the teams and the riders is that they look forward to coming here because they've developed friendships over the years, and I think that's one of the reasons that we continue to be a good stop on the Pro Tour.
The finish line for tomorrow's race will be here on Dixon Street, and one of the popular events during this race is the Kids Fun Run, where some are even on training wheels, and that's this Sunday. Live in Fayetteville, Jocelyn Pruner, 5 News.
Good to see them getting out there so young and staying active. Thanks, Jocelyn. Race director Bruce Dunn says the race will bring in between $800,000 and $1 million to Northwest Arkansas. Now, there's no road closures to worry about with the race today, but coming up tomorrow, West Street between Prairie and Dixon Street in Fayetteville will be closed from 3 to 7 at night. Dixon Street between West Street and Block Street will also be closed.
Looking ahead, the Port of Fort Smith will hold a dedication ceremony today to memorialize new rail tracks that have been installed. Port of Fort Smith operator Marty Shell says the tracks that were replaced were 43 years old. With the new tracks, Shell says they'll keep commerce moving on the Arkansas River and through the Fort Smith community. And it's all thanks to Senators Jake Files and Bruce Holland, plus House members Stephanie Malone and George McGill.
We're really blessed right here in the Fort Smith area to have reciprocal switching with 3 Class 1 railroads. We have the UP, the BN, and the KCS. Thus, it gives you another mode of transportation into the area for factories and end users to be able to utilize the public port of Fort Smith for having rail commerce, truck commerce, and barge commerce.
The rails brought back $83,000 in state revenue to the Fort Smith area. Today's ceremony will start at 1 p.m. Port of Fort Smith on Navy Road.
Senator John Bozeman is recovering this morning after undergoing emergency heart surgery. At last check, he was in stable condition. Bozeman suffered an acute aortic dissection earlier this week, which means he had a tear in the wall of his aorta. That's the main artery in the body that carries oxygenated blood from the heart. His longtime friend and former football teammate says he's confident Bozeman will make a speedy recovery.
Certainly, there's always be a shock when you wake up in the middle of the night or whenever, and something's not right. He'll fight through it and be back doing what he feels he's been called to do.
Doctors say it will take Bozeman a few weeks to recover.
A Sequoia County teen is arrested for his involvement in an ATV crash that left another teen severely injured. 18-year-old Kyle Brannon is accused of destroying evidence on the scene. 16-year-old Christian Mayberry was riding on a county road near Muldrow last year, and he ran off the road. He was ejected from the ATV. He ended up in a ditch where he lay for hours. Police say Brannon tried to cover everything up. He cleaned up the wreck, picked up an ice chest and beer, even moved Mayberry's body. Brannon was released yesterday, though, on a $2,000 bond. Boating deaths in Arkansas are adding up for this year, and the Game and Fish confirmed 4 deaths already. Last year's boating deaths were some of the highest in recent history, totaling 15 for the year. With this year moving at a similar pace, state officials want everyone to pay attention no matter what their experience level is. Bob Cushing with Arkansas Game and Fish says common sense can go a long way.
They'll just be having such a good time, and they don't see that boat coming up from behind them or from the side, or they don't see that log in the water. Make sure you've got a good fire extinguisher on board, your life jackets, make sure they're in good condition, make sure they still fit you. All of those things are important to be safe and responsible on the water.
If you were born after January 1st, 1986, you must complete the Arkansas Game and Fish Boating Education course in order to operate a boat.
2 men on Oklahoma's death row are scheduled to be executed after the state Supreme Court lifts their stay of execution, which was put in place just a few days ago. Clayton Lockett and Charles Warner have argued that the state's secrecy over the combination of lethal drugs violates their rights and could result in a cruel and unusual death. Well, the High Court looked at the issue and decided state officials are well within their rights to keep that information secret. Both executions are now scheduled for next week. Starting today, you can transfer money through your neighborhood Walmart store. The new service allows customers to transfer up to $900 between more than 4,000 Walmart locations for a discounted fee. The program is designed to expand Walmart's financial services for its low-income shoppers. It will compete with other money-sharing services like MoneyGram and Western Union. Here's a top story for you today. The FDA is making another attempt at regulating electronic cigarettes and other tobacco products. The agency is proposing rules that call for strict regulation of electronic cigarettes, cigars, pipe tobacco, nicotine gels, water pipe tobacco, and hookahs. Now, currently, the FDA only has regulatory authority over cigarettes, smokeless tobacco, and that rolls your own tobacco. The recommendations will be finalized following a 75-day public comment period.
President Obama is in Japan condemning Russia for not following the deal reached in Geneva that would have eased tensions in Ukraine. On Tuesday, Ukraine's interim government resumed an anti-terrorist operation against pro-Russian activists who continue to occupy government buildings in eastern Ukraine. The president says further sanctions against Moscow are now heating up.
If, once again, Russia fails to abide by both the spirit and the letter of what was discussed in Geneva, that there will be further consequences, and we will ramp up further sanctions.
Russia's foreign minister issued his strongest warning yet, saying Moscow could intervene if violence persists.
We have 20 minutes now before 6 o'clock. I'm going to show you what's going on live time-saver traffic maps in northwest Arkansas. I'm really not showing you any delays right now. We do have some rain developing out to the west of the area that could impact your morning commute between 6 and 9 o'clock this morning. So keep that in mind if your commute takes you out a little bit later on this morning. Further south into the River Valley, really no major delays this morning, even though we've had some rain that has moved through the area. You might want to add just a couple of minutes of onto your morning commute due to that rain out there, though, this morning in the River Valley. We're tracking storms now on the radar across the River Valley, northwest Arkansas. More storms possible later on this morning into the afternoon. We'll have a complete look at the forecast, including the chance of severe weather Sunday coming up.
Apple beats Wall Street's expectations as the First Lady announces a new program to find jobs for veterans. I'm Allison Harmon with all your business news coming up.
5 News is bringing the news back to your weekend mornings. Don't miss 5 News this morning, Saturday mornings at 5 and Sunday mornings at 6 every weekend. See why more people trust our team only when you keep it local with 5 News.
At GMC, incredible thinking always comes first. Like the GMC Terrain, the first small SUV to offer an EPA-estimated 32 highway miles per gallon. The first in its class to offer a standard rear vision camera. And during the GMC April Open House, you could be one of the first to take advantage of professional-grade offers on all 2014 GMC models. Now leased as GMC Terrain for around $199 per month.
See your Northwest Arkansas Buick GMC dealer.
Listen up, folks. Dayman RV Sales is having our 11th anniversary celebration, and it all starts this weekend. We have over 200 trailers to choose from. What's in it for you? A free Yeti access with every new trailer purchase. Plus, manufacturer Rex with great rebates, store prizes every hour, hot dogs, fun, and the absolute best prices of the year. Remember, you can't save any money if you don't come see me. So come to Dayman RV Sales in Puddle Farm, where no one sells for less.
It's time to upgrade during the Superior Nissan Spring Cleaning Sales Event. Save on Nissan this month only at Superior.
2014 Versus just arrived, starting at $12,990.
Upgrade.
2014 Optimus Loaded, starting at $17,990.
Upgrade.
Redesigned 2014 Pathfinder, starting at $24,990.
Upgrade.
Versus $12,990. Optimus $17,990. Pathfinder $24,990.
Upgrade and save at Superior Nissan off College in Fayetteville.
Sometimes it's hard to find exactly what you're looking for, or you have something you want to update with new custom upholstery. Even if you have an idea of something you want, let us know and we'll offer some options to you. If you love clocks, then our popular motion clocks are perfect for any room. We also carry lamps, florals, art, and accessories to fit any size space. Come browse around at Main Street Interiors in Van Buren's historic downtown.
How's Cub Cadet been an American original since 1961? By introducing innovations like the world's best zero-turn rider with steering wheel control and four-wheel steering. By perfecting a cut that's consistently beautiful. By performing like nothing else on earth. And by giving you exceptional offers. Plus, expert advice, superior service, and test drives anytime. In the Fort Smith area, stop by your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer today.
Tee off your golf season with the Bella Vista Village POA golf cart. Each cart includes carts and play at 6 18-hole courses in beautiful Bella Vista Village, Arkansas. This $300 value is on sale now for only $150. Purchase yours today at 5newsonline.com. Facebook beats revenue expectations on Wall Street, plus the First Lady is giving veterans a helping hand when it comes to jobs. It's Allison Harmon, your CBS Money Watch report.
The number of Americans buying new homes fell in March to the slowest pace in 8 months. New home sales were down more than 14%, a sign that the usually strong spring buying season is off to a slow start. Sales were particularly weak in the Midwest, South, and West, but rebounded in the Northeast, where extreme winter weather kept many buyers at home.
Apple has approved another $30 billion stock buyback and cleared the way for a rarely seen 7-for-1 stock split. The move comes after calls for the tech giant to share more of its cash and broaden the stock's appeal to individual investors. The company is also reporting a 4.6% rise in quarterly revenue, beating Wall Street's expectations. And Facebook more than beat Wall Street's expectations with nearly triple the earnings and a sharp rise in revenue in the first quarter. In January through March, Facebook's advertising revenue soared, up some 82%. Shares of the world's largest social network were up by almost 4% in extended trading. But overall, stocks slipped after a 6-day rally with the Dow Jones Industrial Average closing down 13. The Nasdaq lost 34. And the First Lady has set her sights on finding jobs for veterans. Michelle Obama launched a new online Veterans Employment Center during a job summit at Fort Campbell in Kentucky. The new website will help veterans create resumes, connect with employers, and join a database of veterans looking for work. That's your Money Watch. For all your business news, log into CBSMoneyWatch.com. In New York, I'm Allison Harmelin.
And in other consumer news, a group of athletes in Nevada have come up with a new line of denim made to fit their bodies called anti-thigh gap jeans. Probably familiar with the thigh gap, making controversy across the world right now. This video is from Barbell's apparel Kickstarter campaign. The company says it wanted to make jeans that fit comfortably over muscular legs without forcing you to buy a size that's too large for your weight. The Barbell Jeans Kickstarter campaign met its $15,000 fundraising goal in just 47 minutes and has now raised $110,000. And of course, for more stock market updates, you can join us later today for your 5 News at noon. All right, we have the forecast pulled up behind me here and now. What's it going to do out there today? Well, we've already seen some storms in parts of the area, but it is warm out there. Joe, what's it looking like for the rest of the day?
Well, we are looking at more storms possible throughout the morning and the afternoon. Keep that umbrella handy. We've already seen one round of storms come through the Fort Smith area, and those storms are moving off into Franklin County in the parts of the Watchtower this morning, and more storms are developing. So we'll see these storms kind of in and out of the area throughout the rest of the morning. Let's get right to it. I want to show you where the heaviest of the rain is right now. And keep in mind, none of these storms are severe, even though you're probably waking up this morning to the sounds of some thunder, especially in Franklin County and parts of Crawford County this morning. The heaviest of the storms now moving through around St. Paul and Madison County, all the way down Highway 23 through Cass, the Cass community there, and then through Turner Bend into the west side of Ozark early this morning. Some good heavy rain with that, but no severe weather. Also looking at some pretty good rain from Dyer to Mulberry, all the way down towards Beverly, Lavaca, and then this rain will be pushing off toward the east, eventually moving into Ozark, Webb City, south of the river there, over toward Etna, Peter Pender, and Cecil this morning. None of this is severe, even though you will hear some thunder, see some lightning out there this morning in Franklin County. Further south, some pretty good showers moving through Barling and Greenwood this morning, and the rain kind of slacks off as you head further down south. Waldron, expect some light to moderate rain here in the next few minutes, but we've been watching some showers and even a few rumbles of thunder developing in northeast Oklahoma. Very spotty, though, and this is just north of Graben, Decatur, just west of Highway 59 this morning. But keep that umbrella handy. Even though we haven't seen a lot of rain this morning in Siloam Springs, Bentonville, Springdale, and Fayetteville, more rain is on the way. Take a look just out to the west. We have more storms developing just east of Oklahoma City. This is just east of Henrietta this morning. A lot of thunder and lightning within these storms, and these are heading our way. So throughout the rest of the morning into the afternoon, we do expect more storms out there. Temperatures are warm, though, starting off in the mid to upper 60s in northwest Arkansas this morning. 66 in Bentonville, 65 in Fayetteville, 63 in Fort Smith. Kind of a soupy morning. A lot of moisture out there, some humid air as well. Winds are pretty breezy, especially in northwest Arkansas this morning ahead of those storms. Winds gusting over 20 miles an hour now. Winds generally light in Fort Smith, Nina, and in Clarksville. All right, keep that umbrella handy. Here's what's going to happen. That morning commute, we'll see scattered showers and thunderstorms, and the scattered storms continue right through the early part of the afternoon as temperatures continue to warm up into the 70s. There's a cold front that's going to come through this afternoon, and that will mean more showers and thunderstorms that will be developing by the early afternoon. Here's a look at that line of showers and storms that will push through about 3, 4, and 5 o'clock this afternoon. The severe weather risk is fairly low for eastern Oklahoma, most of northwest Arkansas, but as these storms grow a little bit toward Clarksville, Russellville, into Paris, Magazine, and eventually over toward Danville. There is a risk that these storms could become severe in the eastern river valley, mainly with a hail threat and a wind threat for the later parts of the afternoon. This is not a big severe weather outbreak today, but a few stronger storms possible, especially for the eastern river valley. Those storms head east overnight. We clear out and look at temperatures overnight tonight. Could be a chilly one, back into the 40s and 50s for overnight lows. So scattered storms will be around with us for most of the day today, so keep that umbrella with you for the morning commute and the afternoon commute. Temperatures in the 70s, and tonight, clearing out, and temperatures will be cool, back into the 40s and 50s overnight tonight. Tomorrow, it looks to be starting off the day in the 40s, but it's going to be warm tomorrow afternoon as we wrap up the week with temperatures in the 70s. Saturday morning, I know a lot of folks have some plans. I'm going to be running in the 5K at Race for the Cure, and a lot of folks are going to be out there for that. And then eventually into the afternoon for the red-white game in Fayetteville. No major problems. The Joe Martin stage race going on as well. No problems for the early part of the day on Saturday. Saturday night, and especially Sunday, we're going to have to keep a very close eye on it for the possibility of widespread severe weather. In the River Valley, temperatures, again, in the upper 70s today with those storms moving through. Tomorrow, sunny and warm into the low 80s. And Saturday, how about that? Mid-80s. It is going to be a toasty afternoon on Saturday after a pretty chilly start. If you're going to be running in the Las Vegas half marathon over in Russellville on Saturday,